Alrighty, how is the news and television mind controlling our conscious and subconscious mind and emotionally and all the other stuff as well? Yeah, it's been a big subject. Someone asked me about it and I was just like, wow, this is in-depth subject matter. So as a result, someone asked me, and then I was at the gym that afternoon and there was a perfect example so that I'd like to share. So on the television, which I very rarely watch, but I catch at the gym on occasion, and I do learn a lot of lessons from it. There was a police car chase, and there was an accident, and it wasn't pretty. So, what happens, and how does that affect us, both mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and what's the result of it? Okay, so that incident, I said there's a number of people at the gym who were looking at it because it's dramatic and it gets their attention. Why is it dramatic and get their attention? Because there's people involved, there's injuries, it's emotional, it charges us psychologically, but most importantly, it's dramatic. And if something's dramatic, it triggers our lower centers, and then we're coming from fear and insecurity, and then that triggers our mind from our childhood traumas, or if we haven't dealt with that, especially our heavy metals that need a dramatic kind of experience for us to get them out and feel them. So, and as we know that, and people are saying, that was a criminal, shouldn't have stolen that car, and those police were right to chase them, and which ended up in a fatal car accident. I asked the question, did the police help in that way? No way. And of course, then I couldn't really explain to them because I didn't understand. But let's look at the laws of physics. As we know from the double slit experiment, that if one thing is happening this way, it just happens, does it? But then when it's observed by an outside influence, it changes and goes through the other slit. So it was the observer here that had the effect of adjusting the outcome. It's a tricky one, but I'll put a video there. And of course, most people's minds who are unaware of these things just go, no, that was it was just one. No, there's more going on. Because as we know, like if we have two people having a heated discussion, and then you come in and you're perceiving it, and then even just by standing there, we're having an effect on that conversation because we're being observed. And as humans, especially coming from our emotional centers, we're all aware of someone who's observing us, and that does change our behavior, even if on a subtle level. It happens. We all do it. It's part of being human. So, my question is, did the police help in this matter? I don't think so. And now that this is on television, on the news, and it's been projected using the ether element, and because there's a vibration and a frequency that is coming out from that television screen, what's the result of that? Well, a couple of people said, they got what they deserved. All this, they're coming from their emotional centers, which has triggered their memories and their traumas and their fears from their lower half of their body. And let's face it, unless you've got ascended master skills, that's where most people are coming from. And that's subconsciously what they have to do, because they have their homeostasis in their body is at a stage where it needs to get rid of that emotion from that organ, that anger or that fear, and they're always coming from a place of fear. And I'm sitting there going, whoa, you don't want to do that. So let's have a look at the result of what actually happens. So as we know, that anytime there's a criminal case, say case A, criminal gets 5 years sentence, and then if it gets in the media and people it gets a lot of attention, then criminal gets 10 years. Why? Just because people knew about it, and then people had opinions, and it caused a lot of attention and emotion and drama. What is actually going on? And especially when an individual sees that story and has a projected judgment, especially from their emotional centers, and said that was bad, they shouldn't have done that, all these sorts of things. What they're actually doing on, say, a fourth dimensional emotional level in the etheric dimension that we're all a part of, they're projecting their energy onto that criminal, not exactly helping them. This person needs as much help as they can get, you know, and we're actually making it worse. And then by projecting our emotional stuff out there, we're putting that into our energy field and we're co-creating that. So unless we have like fantastic spiritual practices and meditation practice and yoga and things to get that out in our body, we store it and we co-create until we get that out and keep learning those lessons. Then on the fifth dimension, the astral field, where the thoughts and beliefs are stored, we're projecting those thoughts. Oh, that criminal's bad, they shouldn't have done that, these sorts of things. Ah, wow, okay, we're putting the astral field into that person's case and this particular environment and situation, and then we're projecting that from our own perception, which is generally based on the past or a social program, mind control. So it's not actually us, it's not ours either, but we subconsciously have to get that out of our body because we don't want to hold on to it. What's the result of that? Well, we're giving it to the criminal that needs the most help. We're also projecting that into the collective consciousness, which is, you know, the collected thoughts and beliefs and opinions of the whole planet. And that is not beneficial at any level. Then, on the sixth dimension, the causal realm, or the soul realm, that's going to get stored in the solar plexus unless that person knows how to detox and clean their body and exercise well and eat well. Then they store that in their solar plexus. Emotional center, soul, plexus. So there's going to be a certain biochemical imbalance that was the cause of that particular behavior, or whether that's a parasite or a heavy metal that's being released that had a neurological toxic effect to cause that particular behavior, to get attention, to get the need satisfied that they wanted. Because as we know, we're always getting what we need. It might not what we want or what our mind likes, but it's a purification example in our perception of our world from what our body's being releasing, usually in our solar plexus. So let's basically look, how do we avoid and get rid of all this? It's really simple, easy way. Turn off the television. It's that easy. And if we can be, you know, heart-centered and feel for these people and give them the help that they need, then that would be a much more beneficial and positive outlook of an action and something to do and take. So I tried to explain this to those people, but I just went up and just went energetically, look, we need to clear up that stuff, and I'll transmute it into love for you. And hopefully this video is my way of doing that. Next level stuff, isn't it? So if we can take those not so great experiences, understand, break it apart, get a good comprehension of it, and then take action on fixing it, then we are being the light and love in the world and a more positive example. Sounds good, eh? Feel free to try it. News, mind control, subconscious body, and multi-dimensional levels, yeah, requires some understanding. But yeah, feel free to check the video again, or just accept it and turn off the television, get rid of the mind control in the first place. Heaps easier.